Hey, it's Jana from The Last Stitch. I love designer clothes, however, I don't exactly have a designer income. But luckily I have scored some gorgeous Italian designer knits that I will turn into hopefully fabulous dresses. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get started, if you want to see more videos of me, please hit subscribe and also check out my blog, thelaststitch.com, where I got loads about sewing, tutorials, how to sew with knits, tips and tricks, inspiration, patterns, all that good stuff. So just check that out if you want. And now let's talk about project number 1, a wrap dress using this gorgeous rayon jersey from the Italian brand Iceberg. As soon as I saw this fabric at a fashion fair last year, I knew this would be the perfect fabric for a wrap dress. And I have done a wrap dress before, being very inspired by the classic Diane von Furstenberg wrap dresses, and I really liked that style. However, one mistake I did, and that was making the skirt pretty straight, and to be honest, I do feel that I need a wider skirt so that it accommodates for my tummy and all that stuff. So this time I will make a dress using a more wide skirt. So my next step was, well, actually I was lying in bed, to be honest, it's Saturday morning, thinking about wrap dresses. Yes, that's what I do sometimes when I wake up. And I was thinking maybe eBay has one of those fantastic Diane von Furstenberg's original vintage patterns that she did together with Vogue patterns during the 70s. Perhaps it was early 80s, I think around that time. Anyway, so I searched and lo and behold, there it was, the exact pattern that I was looking for in my size. Can you believe it? However, there was one big hiccup, and that was the price. It was steep. So I continued my search. I also found the butterick pattern that is quite similar when it comes to the basic styles to the Diane Furstenberg. And that cost about 1/10 of the Diane Furstenberg original pattern. So I was like, cheap butterick, expensive Diane von Furstenberg, cheap, expensive, cheap, expensive. And then I was like, you're nuts, Joanna. You can't pay what amounts to about, I'm not kidding, $90 for this pattern. That's much more than I paid for the actual fabric. And I was just, no, never mind, I'll buy the butterick one. So that's what I'm going to use. I will use that as my guide because I will do tons of alterations because I don't really think that it's optimal as it is. I will take it in around the sleeves. I will change perhaps the collar design and all that kind of stuff. So it will be a mix of different things, but the spirit will be a classic Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress. So that is my project number 1 for my designer dress bonanza. And my second designer knit that I will hopefully turn into a fabulous dress is this from the designer Roberto Cavalli. It's a cotton jersey. It's very thick. It has lycra in it and it's so much more quality. I mean, it's thick, it has beautiful structure, all those things that, to be honest, most cotton lycra knits doesn't have. This one has body. It won't cling. I think it will be very flattering on the body. And this is from the Cavalli class, I think it's called. It's probably one of those B or C lines that might even not be actually the designer that is doing them. But anyways, it has a designer name on it and that's what counts, right? And what will I do with this particular fabric? Well, I will use this fabric for a dress that I say is to die for, namely this one from the Dutch magazine Knip Mode, and well, this particular one is from the German version of that, which is called Fashion Style. Anyways, enough about the language, let's talk about the dress. It is absolutely fabulous, as you can see. Look at the piping, the placket, the Peter Pan collar, the cuffs, all those things that I love. So I'm super excited about this dress. I know that it will be a handful because it's not easy to achieve that kind of exact detailings with those stretchy knits. It just isn't. So I will have to do a lot of my tricks, you know, probably interfacing, stage stitching, all that stuff. And I am a bit scared about the piping, to be honest, because that's scary stuff doing that on stretchy fabric. So we'll see if I feel confident enough to go all in the piping, but I do think that they add a lot of nice details. So what do you think? Or if you have any tips on how to achieve good piping assembly on knits, I would love to know, because that is not usually what I do when I sew knits, add a lot of pipings. Anyways, that is my project number 2. I'm super excited about it. I think that this fabric with this pattern will be a perfect match made in heaven. So I'm very excited about that. So that was my 2 projects. If you want to see more videos from me, well, please hit subscribe and also check out my blog, thelaststitch.com. If you're curious about sewing knits, I get loads of tutorials regarding that. So just search for sewing with knits and you'll find tons and tons of tricks and tips and all that stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.